I went to his house expecting business. But the moment I saw his wife in that silk robe, I couldn't focus on anything else. He wanted to show me something, but all I wanted was her. Her eyes, her lips, her secrets. And when she whispered that she wanted me to, everything changed. Please subscribe for more interesting. And one request, please always keep smile on your face. I still remember the first time I walked into Ethan's home. He had invited me over to discuss a new business proposal, something he said was exciting and only for my eyes. I wasn't sure what that meant, but Ethan West had always been a mystery to me. Powerful, charming, smooth-talking, and somehow always keeping something behind his smile. I had just finished a long day of back-to-back meetings, and my heels clicked across the polished wood floor as I stepped into his luxurious house in the hills. The air was warm with the scent of jasmine and aged bourbon, his signature. Everything about the place screamed taste, money, and quiet temptation. I should have known then, this wasn't going to be just a business meeting. But what caught me completely off guard wasn't Ethan. It was her. His wife. Ava Monroe West. The moment I saw her, standing barefoot at the edge of the hallway, wrapped in a silk robe that clung to her like water on skin, I lost track of what Ethan was even saying. She tilted her head and smiled, a smile that wasn't polite or passive. It was inviting. Ethan poured us drinks, his cologne lingering every time he leaned close to me. I want to show you something, he whispered, placing a glass of red wine in my hand, his fingers lingering a moment too long. His touch was warm, confident. But my eyes? They weren't on him. They were on her. Ava walked into the living room slowly, her robe swaying, revealing just enough to make my breath catch. Her skin was flawless under the soft golden lighting, her long hair falling over one shoulder. She moved like she didn't even try to be seductive. She just was. Ethan kept talking. Something about a brand collaboration, travel, exposure, numbers. But my thoughts were tangled between the way Ava's eyes were on me and the way she bit her lip when our gazes met. I tried to focus on him. I tried to listen. But I couldn't stop watching her. At one point, Ethan leaned over to grab a folder from the table, and I felt the tension snap when I felt her brush against my back, pretending to pass by. My heart thudded. Her fingers lightly grazed my shoulder as if it were nothing, but it was everything. I sipped the wine too quickly, trying to hide how flushed I felt. So, this thing you wanted to show me? I asked, trying to redirect myself back to sanity. He smirked. Upstairs. The guest studio. I think you'll love it. I followed him, every step behind him making me feel the weight of everything unsaid between all three of us. But just as we reached the top of the stairs, Ava appeared again, this time in tighter silk, shorter, barefoot still, and holding a glass of her own. Don't keep her too long, she teased, her voice low, dripping like honey. Upstairs, Ethan showed me a private setup, photos of me from our past events, videos from our shoots, sketches of marketing plans. It was impressive, intimate even. I created this just for you, he said, leaning on the desk beside me, eyes locked on mine. But my mind kept drifting. My fingers were tracing the edges of the sketches while I imagined the warmth of Ava's touch again. I didn't know what was happening to me. This wasn't me. I can see you're distracted, Ethan said with a slight chuckle, brushing a lock of hair behind my ear. Is it the wine? No, I whispered. It's your wife. There was silence. His gaze deepened. And then he laughed, not in shock, but like he already knew. She has that effect, he murmured. Do you want to go back downstairs? I think I should, I said, my voice thinner than I meant it to be. When we returned, the lights were lower. The living room glowed in soft amber, and jazz hummed low from hidden speakers. Ava was curled on the couch now, legs tucked under her, robe parting just enough to make my throat dry. She looked up at me and patted the space beside her. I sat. Ethan disappeared into the kitchen to fix more drinks, and that left just the two of us. The moment was thick with tension, but not uncomfortable. She looked at me with an almost playful smile, fingers slowly running along the rim of her glass. You're different, she said softly. How so? Most women don't look at me like that. But you do. My breath hitched. I didn't mean to, I started. You don't have to explain. I like it, she whispered, her knee brushing mine. Do you want to know a secret? I nodded, afraid to speak. I told Ethan to invite you. What? I saw you at the gala last month. In that emerald dress. I couldn't stop staring. I told him, that one. Invite her. And he did. My heart pounded like thunder against my ribs. And now you're here, she whispered, her hand now resting on mine. I couldn't pull away. I didn't want to. When Ethan returned, something unspoken passed between the two of them. He saw the way we were sitting, the closeness, the new electricity in the room. And instead of breaking it, he sat across from us and smiled. That night turned into hours of flirtation, subtle touches, lingering glances, and laughter that felt too intimate for just a business meeting. I remember the moment I reached for my phone and realized it was almost midnight. I should go, I said, standing slowly, not sure how to walk out of the strange, magnetic space we'd created. I'll walk you out, Ethan offered. But Ava stood too. No, she said. Let me. Outside, under the moonlight, the air was cooler but no less charged. We stood on the porch in silence for a moment before she reached out and tucked a strand of my hair behind my ear, mirroring what Ethan had done upstairs. I hope you'll come back, she whispered. I don't know what this is, I admitted. You don't need to. Just feel it. I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. I replayed every moment, every word, every look. The way they moved around me like gravity had changed and I was being pulled toward something dangerous but thrilling. The next morning, I woke up to a message. From her. Ava, I had a dream about you. But I don't think it was a dream at all. Come over again. Tonight. I stared at it for a long time. My fingers hovered above the screen. And then I typed. Me, I'll be there. When I returned, things didn't feel like a surprise anymore. They felt inevitable. The door was already open. Music played softly. I stepped inside, and it was just her. She wore a deep red dress, low in the back, delicate straps falling loosely on her shoulders. Ethan's at the studio, she said, her voice calm, lips curled with that same quiet heat. But I'm here. I didn't know who moved first. Maybe it was her. Maybe it was me. But suddenly, we were close again, breaths mingling, her hand on my neck, her lips barely brushing mine. The world fell away, and there was only warmth, softness, the thrum of something too intense to name. I've wanted this, she murmured, fingers sliding down my spine. So have I whispered. That night was unlike anything I had ever experienced. Not reckless. Not rushed. Just waves of quiet exploration, learning someone by the way they breathed, how they looked at you when your guard finally fell. And even more surprising, Ethan walked in hours later, and instead of ending the moment, he smiled again. Like it was always part of the plan. I stayed until dawn. Wrapped in silks, tangled between two people who knew how to pull me into their world like a storm. Now I visit often. Sometimes Ethan has surprises for me. Sometimes it's Ava who texts first. But always it's the three of us, bound by curiosity, chemistry, and something strangely beautiful. I still don't know what Ethan originally wanted to show me. But in the end, it didn't matter. Because what I found, what they gave me, was so much more. Please press the bell icon for more interesting